In 19th century Ireland, few movements are as significant, yet as misunderstood as Ribbonism. Operating in the shadows between the 1798 rebellion and the Land League, the Ribbonmen represented a persistent form of Catholic rural resistance that bridged earlier agrarian secret societies and later nationalist movements. Historians continue to debate whether Ribbonism constituted a coordinated national conspiracy or merely a loose network of local groups. British authorities frequently exaggerated its influence to justify repression, while scholars have long struggled to separate fact from contemporary myth and propaganda. What is clear is that the Ribbonmen gave voice to the grievances of the Catholic poor long before Charles Stewart Parnell or the Fenians captured national attention. Their story remains a crucial but often overlooked chapter in Ireland's protracted struggle for land. Ribbonism emerged in the years after 1810, in the wake of the Act of Union of 1801. It evolved directly from earlier Catholic secret societies, such as the Defenders of the 1790s and the White Boys of the 18th century, which had resisted evictions and the Protestant ascendancy. The movement took its name from the green ribbon worn as a badge of recognition, and it was sometimes known as the Fraternal Society, the Patriotic Association, or the Sons of the Shamrock. Its growth reflected the acute poverty of small tenant farmers and agricultural labourers. Escalating sectarian tensions, particularly in Ulster, was another major factor driving the growth of the Ribbonmen. The rapid expansion of the Protestant Orange Order from the 1790s onward encouraged many rural Catholics to join the local secret societies for protection. Unlike the United Irishmen's Republican idealism, Ribbonism was pragmatic and deeply rooted in rural life. Its members were poor Catholic farmers and labourers. They gathered in informal settings such as public houses or fairs, swearing solemn oaths on the Bible to defend their faith, protect tenants, and punish those who accepted evicted holdings or enforced tithe collection. The Ribbonmen's objectives were never those of a modern political party. Their core aim was agrarian self-defense, shielding tenants from exploitative landlords, rack rents, and land grabbers. They enforced an informal rural code through intimidation, night raids, and occasional targeted violence. At the same time, they operated as a mutual aid network, providing funeral benefits, immigration support, and assistance during labor disputes or strikes. Sectarian defense against the Orange Order formed another vital function. Ribbon lodges frequently mobilized Catholic neighborhoods during riots in Belfast, Derry, and Armagh. While many members backed Daniel O'Connell's drives for Catholic emancipation and repeal of the Union, Ribbonism stayed focused on local agrarian issues rather than high politics. In post-famine Ulster after 1850, some Ribbon groups viewed the emerging Fenian movement with suspicion, regarding its secular, American-influenced republicanism as too radical or inclusive. One of the earliest documented clashes occurred in 1813 at the Battle of Garvar in County Derry. Several hundred Ribbonmen attacked an Orange Lodge meeting in a public house during an affair. Pre-warned Orangemen fired from inside, killing at least one Ribbon man. The attackers, armed mainly with sticks and lacking firearms, dispersed. The incident entered Protestant ballad tradition and cemented Ribbonism's image among Unionists as a menacing secret society. In the 1820s and 1830s, Ribbonmen played a prominent role in disturbances tied to the Tithe War, organizing resistance to tithe collection, boycotts, and attacks on proctors and agents across Leinster and Ulster. Sectarian violence erupted again in 1849 at Dolly's Bray in County Down. A large orange parade marched through a Catholic district and clashed with Ribbonmen, intent on blocking their path. The ensuing battle left several people dead. Contemporary accounts vary, but estimates range from around 5 to as many as 20 Catholics killed, with only one reported Orange casualty. The episode became one of the era's most infamous confrontations and contributed to the Party Processions Act of 1850. Ribbonism never produced an iconic national leader or large-scale uprising. After the Great Famine and mass immigration of the 1840s, its revolutionary potential waned. By the 1860s, many lodges had quietly shifted toward mutual benefit functions. The Fenian Rising of 1867 highlighted the limitations of localized, oath-bound networks. The Irish Republican Brotherhood presented a more ambitious, international revolutionary alternative that drew younger radicals away. The movement's gradual decline stemmed from several factors. Its decentralized, secretive nature left it exposed to informers and police infiltration. The Catholic clergy and rising Catholic middle class repeatedly denounced its oaths and violence as incompatible with respectable society. Post-famine economic shifts and demographic changes reduced the rural desperation that had fueled it. Most decisively, the Land League's formation in 1879 launched a mass, open campaign for tenant rights that achieved far greater results through political mobilization than the Ribbonmen's sporadic outrages ever could. The Ribbonmen remain a complex, shadowy presence in Irish history, too violent and sectarian for mainstream nationalist hagiography, yet too localized and Catholic for pure Republican mythology. Nevertheless, their decades of stubborn, parish-level resistance sustained agrarian grievances through the long decades of the Union. Their legacy reminds us that 19th century Ireland was shaped not only by towering figures and dramatic rebellions, but also by the quiet, relentless struggles of ordinary rural people defending their land, livelihoods, and faith.